Hi, my name is Alejandra and I'm originally from Venezuela, but I've been living in the US since 2001. I went to school in Venezuela the first time. In Venezuela, education is universal. Actually, most of the Americas, education is free. So I think the challenges are more in the getting to college part because even though elementary and high school are also compulsory and free, there are uniforms and school supplies involved. So people from very low income families may not be able to afford it, but college is actually affordable for everybody. And there are subsidies that cover everything from food to transportation to books. And so um, getting a college education is kind of expected by everyone in your family. So in my own family, my parents are college educated, all my siblings are, all my friends. I think everyone in my family is educated, other than the grandmothers who didn't go to college because they were expected to raise children from a very early age. So when I went to college, I chose a private school that was also very affordable because it was partly subsidized by the state, and that was because I wanted to go into hospitality management and hotel management. And I ended up working in that for several years. When I moved to the US, I did that as well, and I also became an administrator and an accountant because I was mostly working in the back of the house. And I moved to New York in 2001 and I worked there as an accountant. And then I met my husband in 2005, who is from Mexico and was also pursuing an education in New York. And when he got his PhD in philosophy, he got a job in Denver and teaching at MSU, where I am currently working. And that's how we ended up here in Denver. While we were here, I was on a visa that didn't allow me to work, so I decided to go back to college and get a different degree to eventually get to a master's program. Since I only had 3 years of undergraduate education, which didn't compare to a bachelor's, so I started working and going to school for English and Spanish at MSU Denver. And while I was there, I realized how privileged I have been in getting an education, and I noticed how there was a very large population of college students, either low income, first generation, or immigrants, who were having a really hard time staying in college. And I decided I wanted to do something that required being involved with those populations, but I wasn't sure what to do. So initially I thought about teaching, but I started working for the Immigrant Services Program at MSU Denver and also for the TRIO program in MSU, and started working one-on-one with this type of students. And that's when I knew that I wanted to pursue a degree in higher education because I want to be a future administrator, but I also want to do research because, especially for the population of DACA and undocumented students, college completion doesn't work in the same ways as for other populations, because apart from not being able to access financial aid, they also struggle with having to work sometimes full-time or living in very different situations where they cannot stay in college for a full semester, or sometimes they have to take over entire semesters. So I wanted to do research on ways how to help this population and hopefully participate in implementing policies or figuring out ways where these populations can receive more institutional aid and hopefully complete college at the same pace as other of the underrepresented populations that we work with. And I'm taking this class because this is what I want to do, and I was very excited to see that you had this class. And doing the reading was really cool because even though I work at TRIO and I knew a little bit about it, I didn't know the whole story. So I feel like it can be more knowledgeable now when I work there, and I also want to get a background, and in order to be able to do some of the research that I intend to do. Um, Something interesting about myself, I am a mom of 3 kids. One of them is 10, the other one is 7, and the other one is 5, and they're all in school right now. And I love to travel and see places. Thank you so much, and I look forward to working with all of you.